Hello and welcome back to Nerd Corner. Today you've just got one host, me, Bruno, coming at you guys with just a shorter video that I wanted to put out to sort of tide you guys over because we're having a bit of editing difficulties getting out the final video for Convergence and the next video for Marvel's Secret Wars event. So today I just wanted to bring you guys a quick video about DC's relaunch of some of their ongoing series and the new launches of a lot of their new series. They did that last week, and I picked up two of their comics, so I just wanted to sort of bring you guys my review, tell you guys what happened. I'm going to try to keep these as spoiler-free as possible in case any of these story arcs turn out to be things that my brother Taylor and I want to use as like a Comics and Beyond or like a future video. So I'm going to try to keep spoilers to a minimum, so if you're worried about spoilers, I'm going to try to make it so you don't have to worry about that, but if there is a spoiler, I'll try to put a spoiler warning in the video. So we'll start off today with one of the two books that I bought last week, which was Justice League issue number 41, and this was part one of the Darkseid War. This has been a story arc that I have been waiting for a very long time. I was reading Forever Evil as it was coming out, and at the end, the reveal of the Anti-Monitor and the promise of the Anti-Monitor fighting the Darkseid, that was just such it really got me excited, and I've been waiting for this story arc for probably over a year now, and I am very happy to say that this first issue sets it up great. Like, while not a lot happens until the very end, you're mostly getting a lot of monologue from Mr. Miracle and a lot of exposition from Batman and Cyborg and the Flash and the rest of Justice League. It's really cool on a lot of different levels. One, the art by Jason Fabok. I love the art by Jason Fabok. Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Justice League I loved. One, because of their story, and two, because of the art by Jim Lee. I love Jim Lee. He's so awesome. He's one of my favorite artists. And then, who took over? I think Ivan Reis took over. Yes, if I'm correct, I think Ivan Reis took over, and his art's okay. I understand that a lot of people like his art, and I think his art's okay. I could his art just falls into a certain thing with me where it doesn't look amazing, but it also doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? It's like sort of in that middle ground. But when Jason Fabok jumped on the book, oh my god, his art is so beautiful. It's like the perfect blend, in my opinion, between Jim Lee and Ivan Reis, because he has like the very he uses a lot of the lines and like the stylized thing that Jim Lee's art has, which makes it look like a comic book. But then he also has Ivan Reis's realistic like viewpoint when he makes his art, and that it's just a perfect blend between the two artists, and it works out really well because the art in this issue especially is just so beautiful. And it's really awesome because this is the first issue of Justice League where Jason Fabok has been doing the art for the book, where he's been able to draw the entire Justice League actually doing things, because the first arc that he did was the Amazo virus, and for that most of the Justice League was like in containment because they were affected by the Amazo virus. So this is the first arc where he gets to draw the whole league, like actually working as the league, and I expect that as this story goes on, we're going to see a lot more of his art progress, and we're going to see some really cool action sequences from him. Secondly, the reason why this is really awesome is Jeff Johns. I love Jeff Johns as a writer. I can't say specifically what it is. I really like the way that he's able to like make every character in his book feel like a different character. And that's a really tough thing to do when you're doing a team book like this, is making every character feel like they have their own voice and their own emotion, their own personality. But I feel like Jeff Johns is really able to do it very well. And I think that's partly because at one time or another, he has done solo series or something of that caliber for like most of these heroes, like albeit Miracle Man, or sorry, Mr. Miracle, Darkseid's daughter, like a lot of those new characters, you know. But for Green Lantern, he did an ongoing series. He even did Green Lantern Rebirth. For Flash, he did the ongoing series, and he did Flashpoint and Flash Rebirth. For Superman, he did the most recent Superman arc. For Batman, he did Batman Earth 1, which is awesome. We're definitely going to be doing that on Comics and Beyond at some point. And for Aquaman, he did the very first New 52 arc for Aquaman. I'm pretty sure that was him. If not, then it was the next arc. But he did in a few arcs for Aquaman. But yeah, he's worked on a lot of different characters from a lot of different places in the DC universe, and I feel like that gives him a good background to do a team book like this, because you really know that he knows what makes these characters tick. Like you know that he knows how these characters are supposed to act, and it really helps out the book. And this story, while most of it, as I said, is just monologue from Mr. Miracle and exposition, it's just really cool to see the art coupled with the way that the story is starting out. Because it's starting out, and already it's just starting off with a bang. Like, already, the League has been defeated, not even by Darkseid or the Anti-Monitor. Like, the Anti-Monitor wasn't even in this first issue. Darkseid was barely in this first issue. Darkseid's daughter defeated the Justice League. And it just gives a really good starting off point for the Darkseid War, and I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. Next, the second book that I got was Batman Beyond issue number 1. I was very excited for this book to come out. Growing up, I was born in 1998, and I was able to catch a lot. I was able to catch a lot of Batman Beyond, along with reruns of Batman the Animated Series. But Batman Beyond was it was so awesome to me. Like, not to say that I didn't like it as much as Batman the Animated Series. I probably liked Batman the Animated Series more, but I loved Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was so awesome growing up. I remember that whenever I would hear that theme from Batman Beyond just come on the TV, like my brother was watching it, or like my parents were flipping through the channels and it just happened to be on, I would get so excited and run over to the TV just so I could catch whatever episode it was. Even if I'd seen it like a million times before, I'd want to see that episode again. So when I heard that Batman Beyond was going to be getting his own, like, ongoing series after Convergence, and it would be the definitive future of the DC Universe, I was on board. And then reading Future's End, you find out that Terry McGinnis is killed, and that Tim Drake has to become the new Batman Beyond. So that sort of turned me off a little bit to the Batman Beyond series, but I picked it up just because I wanted to see how it was going to go. And it really delivered. Like, I had my doubts because it wasn't Terry McGinnis, but I feel like this book especially addresses that, like, this is not Terry. Like, we know that a lot of fans are going to be angry about that, but you got to hear us out. Like, we have plans for Tim Drake, and you need to stay along for the ride because it's going to get better. And, like, issue 1 really shows that, 1, Tim is awesome. Like, 2, he's a different sort of Batman Beyond, but he's familiar enough to the Batman Beyond that we know that it's not alienating. One downside to this book, I'll say, is that the dialogue at times can get kind of boring. But other than that, really, I can't think of anything else. It starts off again like Justice League. It starts off with a bang. It starts off and Batman Beyond, Tim Drake, he's stopping the gang of Jokers from, like, taking off the shields of Gotham, because in this future it's a sort of twisted version of the future from Future's End. Whereas in this future, instead of Brother Eye having won and destroyed everything, Brother Eye has destroyed everything except for Gotham City, because Batman, the original Bruce Wayne Batman, was able to construct a shield that covers Gotham and makes it so that Brother Eye can't pinpoint where Gotham is. So I thought that was really cool. One, because I was really disappointed in Future's End. I was really disappointed in how it ended and how the story went. But I like that they're taking what was a key part of Future's End and changing it just enough so that people who didn't like the ending of Future's End, they can be like, alright, you didn't like the ending? Well, this is sort of like Future's End, so you already know what's happening, but it's different enough to where people who hated the ending won't be like, "Oh, I hated this. I'm not gonna read it." Because if you give it a shot, like if you didn't like Future's End and you give this a shot, something tells me that you're gonna like this, especially if you like Batman Beyond. The art of this book is really cool because I think that this art isn't going especially for what Jason Fabok goes, where it's like that comic book and realism put together. I feel like this art is going to sort of recapture um, the art from the TV show, and I think it does that perfectly. Like I see this, and it 100% reminds me of the TV show. The coloring is awesome. As with Batman Beyond the animated series, there's a lot of bright colors. Even in places where it's supposed to be really dark and drab, there's a lot of sort of neon colors, and that might turn some people off. But I really liked it just because that's the way that the TV show was. So all in all, Batman Beyond, it was a really solid first issue, and I'm really looking forward to the way that the rest of the story plays out. So yeah, that was it. I told you guys this would be a shorter video just because I want to get it out real quick, just to give you guys something to watch, something to hold you guys over till we can get the other videos out. But if any of you guys have an opinion on this video now that it's over, please leave it in the comments. I'm actually thinking about if I'll do this as a weekly thing, because I think I will be picking up comics probably either every week or every other week now that I've seen the list of how comics are coming out for DC. Like I think if all goes well, um, I'll have at least one comic to pick up every week. So let me know in the comments if you guys would like a series like this where I just talk about the comics that I've gotten throughout the week. And this will not be replacing our Secret Wars videos where all three of our hosts, like, we get together, we read Secret Wars, and we talk about it. That'll be a completely separate video until Secret Wars ends. But this will sort of be just like a side thing where I can do it real quick just to get something out to mull you guys over until the bigger videos come out. So yeah, that was it. If you guys liked it, please leave a comment. Tell me if you guys want more. Leave us a like, and if you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe. We're coming out with a lot more content. We have plans for a lot more videos for you guys. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and see you guys next time.